Hi friends. So I made the impromptu decision to travel 4 hours and come to Annecy in France. Of course, it's been raining pretty much non-stop since I arrived, which is great. But I've tried to think of it as, you know what they say, there's no bad weather, there's just bad clothing or whatever. So you kind of need to dress according to the weather and you can still do the things. But of course, like, it's not going to be that pleasant to do the things. But I'll try and lower you because I feel like I look weird. But I wanted to talk about loneliness because I have, like, I'm sort of in between this crave for like alone time because at home I have pretty much none, and like entire days being alone and not seeing anyone just to, recharge a little. And then when I'm actually alone, then I feel like I'm lonely. Like there's no alone, there's no good. Sorry, that was my shoulder. It's whatever. There's no good in being alone, and there's just loneliness. And I start thinking about, I'm also before my period as per usual, so that's usually that's probably what it is also. But I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you, but I've had a long relationship when I was in my late teens, early 20s, which lasted for about 6 years. And I fell in love with this guy when I was 16. So I'm now 27. So it's been more than 10 years since that relationship started. And the love in it lasted for about 2-3 years. So the first 2-3 years I was in love, like love. And then after that moment, trouble started happening and it wasn't love. It became a little bit more toxic, and it wasn't as pleasant. But it's been 10 years, and to this day I still sometimes dream about the guy. But I feel like that's normal because it was such a huge important moment of, like, emotionally important moment of my life. But I also think, especially when I feel like this, if I was with someone, I wouldn't feel like, I wouldn't feel lonely, I was gonna say. But it's not just that. It's that, like fear, for example, when you're alone in a new place where you've never been. And I've always felt like I've always kind of forced myself to identify with this person that's able to travel by herself and go to new places and be solo, like travel solo. And it comes with fear sometimes and anxiety for me because there's always like the unknown component of it all. And it's not always, I don't know, maybe I've seen too many mystery films before leaving. I don't know what it is, but I have this fear. Even the first night that I slept here alone, and this house is very tiny, it's a studio apartment, so, and I love it like this because I have, like, I can see everything from my bed, which is up there, the bathrooms there, kitchen, living room, which I don't even use, and that's the entrance. So I can see everything from my bed. I don't have, like, there's nothing hidden, there's nothing out of sight. And the first night it started raining, and I'm on the last, like, it's an attic, basically, penthouse, loft, whatever. It's on the last floor of the building, and so I have rain hitting the roof and I can hear it. And I usually love it because it's that way at home as well, in my room. But I thought it was steps the first night I was sleeping here. I thought it was steps, the rain. and I got so frightened. And it's just things like that. If you were sharing this with someone, it wouldn't be so scary, and then with this thought came the fact that, I'm here alone, and I always think that if I go places alone, then I will meet someone, or not necessarily like love wise, like I will make friends and meet people, even though I'm probably the less approachable person, because I always look like this, basically. Got this from my grandma. And like, so I thought I gotta make myself more approachable, or I gotta go and be out of the house more, even though it's raining. So, and then I thought I can go to like a coffee shop, and just hang out there, by myself. But you can make friends when you're, I don't know, I have confusion in my head. And I just end up watching Gilmore Girls. Well, not really, because yesterday I went explore a little bit, but then like it's easy to stay at home and to just rest, and just indulge a little bit as well, if you will, on just resting and doing nothing. But then I feel bad, I feel guilty for doing that, because I feel like I should be exploring, and I should be doing stuff. And for example, my mom texted me earlier and she was like, what are you doing today? And I was like, oh, even though I did plan on going to a coffee shop to do my canine behavior course, because I want to study that in order to then have an easier time when I will study the animal assisted intervention course. I thought of going to a coffee shop and studying that, just a couple hours, 3 hours maybe, and then just come back home and whatever, or go to a mall, like do something and see things, even though even when I'm there, like I'm a little bit anxious. I don't know, I have like everything. Oh, I hate this thing so much that my brain does, or my mind, or whatever it's inside there. I say things and I try to go on a flow of speech, and then my brain things, so many other, like bombards itself, or my mind or whatever bombards me with so many different things, and so many things that are in contrast with what I'm trying to say and the flow of the speech. So I hate this so much. And and then I have reminders of, yeah, I gotta go get like an hair oil, and so you have things to do. Oh, I hate my brain so much. This is the only, like, the most useful thing to do when I'm like this. Either maybe work out, just because of the endorphins. But if I'm before my period, I'm not gonna work out, because I'm trying to cycle sync. Well, I'm not trying to, but it makes sense to do it. So, and there's a lot of room here in the living room. Like, this apartment is tiny, but there's a lot of room, so I could do Pilates there. That was my intention, and I haven't done it since I arrived, but I can do Pilates there. But sometimes when I'm like this, if I slow down too much, like working out, for example, or breathing, breath work and stuff like this, it's worse, because like I get into my head too much. Even speaking about it, sometimes doing this, it makes it worse, because I think too much, and then of course I overthink, and it's not good. So sometimes doing things and being stimulated by things is helpful in this case, but you never know which one it's going to be. If I need to seek stimulation, oh God, ouch, my ear popped. If I need to seek stimulation, or if I need to slow down and breathe and, get inside, turn in introspective, it's always a question which one it's going to be. It's never the same. It's so disorienting and confusing. So yeah, I'm gonna try both, see what works. If nothing works, I'm gonna stay like I am, laugh about it, try and laugh about it, because there's no point, or cry, because if even watching Gilmore Girls, it makes me cry sometimes because I think of, all the things that happened. 27 years, it's a pretty long time and a pretty big baggage of life experience, if you ask me. So yeah, I think of things that make me cry. So there's 4 outcomes. Well, not 4 outcomes, but I can do something. I can try to do 2 things, and one of the 2 is going to make me feel good. So feel good outcome. I can not feel good, feel bad, but being able to laugh about it, and then feel bad and not being able to laugh about it and cry. So these are the things that usually happen to me. Maybe this time something different will happen. I'm open to it. But yeah, this is what I'm expecting. I don't even know why I'm, doing this. But yeah, that's talking about it in a light setting like this, or with a friend, really helps me to be able to laugh about it instead of getting in my head too much about if I'm not feeling good, whatever, I hope you get what I'm saying. I'm sorry if you don't, but that's no problem, because we're all different. And I hope nobody goes through this, but I know that some people go through this. My lips are so dry. So yeah, I know someone will be able to relate to this, unfortunately. But my ear popped again. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I thank you for listening to me. It's been a long time. I didn't realize I was talking for so long, but yeah, thank you for listening to me. Sorry if I look like this. I've woken up. I've just had my breakfast. I haven't done anything yet, but yeah. Okay, not that much better, but whatever. Thank you. Bye. Love you.